Hey there, it's JG working on Phase 2 of Vector Breakthrough. Just like Day 1, we're looking for the worst possible teams to beat these levels, so that we don't garrison units we want to use against Misery and friends. Unfortunately, the difficulty is ramping up. So at this point, it's pretty hard to beat the levels with operators that are truly bad, but our hope is to use good operators that are not especially meta. This gets into the realm where you may not have the same units I have in my box, so I'll try and talk you through my thought process so you can find your own solution if mine doesn't work for you. Here's how I did these. SP7 is tricky. The spies require you to have a pretty large amount of block, and you can't really do anything to change that until they've been revealed. So you need substantial block, but also a good amount of tank, sustain, and damage, all with only 2 team slots. That really screams Summoner. Summons can give you a lot of block for 1 team slot, and they're disposable enough to have high effective tank. My first good clear here was Mayor and Specter. Centurions are also a good call since block 3, DPS, and sustain are all things you'll need here. As it turns out, you can also solo this one with Raidian. But I burned my Raidian in SP6, so if you go that route, you need another solution over there. Ethan and La Pluma can manage this entire level except for the sharp edge at the end, but the combination of damage and tank you need against him is not super easy to find at a low rarity price point. Specter was the only 5-star solution I found. I made it work with a variety of less meta 6 stars, of which Sancta Mixaparato is probably the most accessible. SP13 is another frustrating one. It's even called self-defeating, so it feels like there should be a gimmick solution here, but I couldn't really find it. Once the van picks up the Colossi, they travel to the rightmost objective, which is problem number 1. A lone D-cell binder isn't enough to stop the van in time. If you nuke the van fast, then the Colossi all walk past the gramophones, but again, a D-cell binder isn't enough to hold them there long enough unless you use a very good one like Suzerain. At that point, you're burning a good unit on the van and a good unit on the Colossi. If that's your only option, I'd recommend just using one great unit, like this. Praminix Altar can drop the whole field in one S3. Burns your Praminix, but at least it's just one unit. Ergodia can soft lock all the Colossi with S3, although it's a little short on damage to kill them all in the time limit. Just a bit more makes that a viable strategy, if you're willing to spend a meta unit here. I also managed this one with some B-list 6 stars. Nymph is able to stop the van from making the pickup, and then Passenger had the right combination of slow and DPS to mostly finish the job. Just drop Nymph again at the very end. Finally, we have SP14. The enraged units will die on their own if you just stall them long enough, but they put out so much damage that stalling them isn't the easiest. The easiest trick is to just go unkillable. Surtr does what Surtr does best on this one for an easy solo. Specter can pull off the exact same trick for the exact same reason. Remember my video on 5-star skill masteries where I said Specter is by far your best choice? Yeah, this is why. So that's it for today. Good luck getting those garrison bonuses and taking down Misery. See you in 2 days for part 3.